My beloved child, I know the silence has been heavy on your heart. I know there are moments when you look around and wonder if I am truly listening, if I am truly moving, if my love for you is as real as I say it is. I see the questions you don't speak out loud. I hear the prayers you whisper through tears and the ones you can no longer find the strength to pray. Even in the quiet, even when everything feels still, I want you to know this truth deep in your spirit. I am working, and I have never stopped loving you. The silence you are experiencing is not absence. It is not rejection. It is not punishment. It is not proof that you have been forgotten. The silence is often where my deepest work takes place. When you cannot see me, I am shaping things you are not yet ready to hold. When you cannot hear me, I am aligning circumstances, hearts, timing, and paths in ways that will one day make sense. I do not rush what must be built to last. I do not speak carelessly. I move with intention, wisdom, and love far greater than what your eyes can measure. I know you have been waiting. Waiting for clarity. Waiting for change. Waiting for an answer that feels loud and undeniable. Waiting for love to feel secure again. Waiting for pain to ease. Waiting for something, anything, to prove that I am near. My child, waiting does not mean you are stuck. Waiting does not mean I am slow. Waiting means I am careful. Waiting means I am protecting you from what would harm you if it came too soon. You see only today, but I see the entire path. You see the door that feels closed, but I see the danger on the other side you were spared from. You feel disappointed by what didn't happen, but I see the devastation that would have followed if it had. Trust that my not yet is rooted in love. Trust that my silence is not a lack of care, but a sign that I am working beyond what words could explain. I know you've wondered if you did something wrong. If your faith was not strong enough. If your prayers were flawed. If you somehow disqualified yourself from my blessings. Listen to me carefully, you cannot earn my love. And you cannot lose it by being human. I knew your weaknesses before you were born. I knew the mistakes you would make, the moments you would doubt, the times you would feel distant from me. And still, I chose you. Still, I love you. Still, I am committed to finishing what I started in your life. I see how tired you are. Not just physically, but deep in your soul. Tired of hoping. Tired of being strong. Tired of explaining your pain to people who don't truly understand. Tired of feeling like you're always the one holding on while everything else feels uncertain. I want you to rest in me. Not give up, not stop believing, but rest knowing that you are not carrying your life alone. I am carrying you. Even when you feel like you're barely holding on, Sometimes I am quiet because I am teaching you to trust me without constant reassurance. Not because I want you to feel abandoned, but because I want your faith to grow roots that cannot be shaken by circumstances. I want you to know me not only when miracles happen, but also when the sky is silent and the night feels long. This kind of faith will sustain you through every season, not just the joyful ones. I know there are wounds in your heart that still ache. Relationships that left you confused. Love that felt incomplete or conditional. Promises that were made to you by others and never kept. I want you to know that I am not like people. I do not say one thing and mean another. I do not lead you on. I do not abandon you when things become difficult. My love is steady, faithful, and unchanging. Even when others walk away, I remain. You may not see it yet, but I am healing you in layers. Some wounds heal quietly, without a dramatic moment. One day you simply realize that what once broke you no longer has power over you. That is my work. I am gently removing what no longer serves your future. I am strengthening your heart so that when love comes again, it will not destroy you, but build you. I am also working in areas of your life you haven't even prayed about. I am arranging opportunities. I am protecting you from unseen harm. I am placing the right people on paths that will cross yours at the right time. I am delaying some things because timing is everything, and when the moment comes, you will understand why it could not have happened sooner. Do not mistake my silence for indifference. I am closer than you think. I am in your breath. I am in the strength that gets you through another day. I am in the small signs you almost overlook. I am in the peace that occasionally washes over you for no clear reason. Those are reminders that I am with you, that I see you, that I care deeply about every detail of your life. I know you've asked me why it has to be this way. Why growth must hurt. Why waiting feels so heavy. Why love sometimes comes with loss. My child, I do not delight in your pain. But I can promise you this, I never waste it. Every tear has a purpose. Every delay is shaping you. Every season of silence is preparing you for a voice, a blessing, a breakthrough that will require a stronger heart than you had before. There will come a day when you look back on this season and realize that it was not empty. It was not meaningless. It was not abandonment. It was preparation. You will see how I was teaching you discernment, patience, self-worth, and trust. You will see how I was removing what you prayed for in the past but no longer aligns with who you are becoming. Until then, hold on. Even if all you can do is whisper my name, that is enough. Even if your faith feels small, I can work with that. Even if you don't understand me right now, I understand you completely. You are not late. You are not forgotten. You are not unloved. You are exactly where you need to be for what I am about to do. I am working behind the silence. I am writing a story you cannot yet read, but one day you will see every line was written with love. Trust me a little longer. Stay open. Stay soft. Stay willing. What is coming will make sense of what you're going through now. And when I speak again in ways you can clearly hear, you will know that I was with you all along, loving you more deeply than you ever imagined. If you want, I can continue this message and go even deeper into what I am doing for you right now, quietly, faithfully, lovingly, behind the silence. My beloved, let me continue, because there is more you need to hear, and your heart is ready even if you don't fully realize it yet. I know that in the quiet moments, when the world slows down and distractions fade, your thoughts grow louder. You replay conversations. You question decisions. You wonder if you missed a sign, if you waited too long, or if you should have tried harder. I see those moments, and I want you to know that I am not disappointed in you. I am gentle with your process, even when you are hard on yourself. There are things unfolding right now that require silence. Some breakthroughs cannot be announced early because they need protection. Some blessings need time in the unseen before they are strong enough to stand in the open. Just as roots grow underground long before fruit appears above the surface, I am establishing foundations in your life that will support what is coming next. If you could see everything at once, it would overwhelm you. So I reveal things little by little, moment by moment, as your heart becomes ready to receive them. I know you want certainty. You want to know how it will turn out, who will stay, who will return, what will change, and when. But certainty too early can steal growth. If you knew every step, you would rely on information instead of trust. And trust is what connects your heart to mine. I am not asking you to ignore your feelings. I am asking you to bring them to me. Every fear, every hope, every question, you can place them in my hands without shame. You may feel like you are standing still while everyone else is moving forward. But stillness is not stagnation when I am involved. Sometimes I ask you to pause so that your spirit can catch up with your destiny. Sometimes I slow you down because you were about to outrun the very thing you prayed for. I care more about your wholeness than your speed. I care more about your peace than your progress. I know you've learned to survive by being strong, by not expecting too much, by guarding your heart. But I am teaching you that strength does not mean hardness. I am teaching you that vulnerability with me is safe. You don't have to impress me. You don't have to have perfect words. You don't have to pretend you're okay when you're not. I already know your heart, and I love you deeply in every state you are in. There are connections in your life that I am quietly reordering. Some people will drift away, not because you failed, but because their role in your journey is complete. Others will come later, carrying understanding, depth, and alignment you could not have handled before. Trust me when I create distance. Trust me when I create space. I am not taking from you, I am making room for something better suited to who you are becoming. You may have noticed that certain desires have changed. Things you once wanted no longer excite you the same way. That is not confusion, that is growth. I am refining your heart so that you no longer settle for what looks good but lacks substance. I am teaching you to recognize what is healthy, what is mutual, what is rooted in truth and not just emotion. This is part of my love for you, even if it feels uncomfortable at times. When you feel lonely, remember this. Loneliness does not mean you are alone. It means you are in a season where I am drawing you closer to me. I want you to learn how complete you are with me, so that when others join your life, they add to your joy rather than become the source of it. I never want you to feel like you need to shrink, chase, or compromise your worth to be loved. My love sets the standard. I know you're waiting for a sign, a word, a confirmation that feels undeniable. And I will give it to you at the right time. But until then, notice how I am strengthening you. Notice how you are learning to breathe through disappointment instead of breaking. Notice how you are becoming more aware, more discerning, more grounded. These are not accidents. These are answers, just not in the form you expected. I am also healing patterns that you didn't even know were shaping your choices. Patterns of overgiving. Patterns of accepting less than you deserve. Patterns of blaming yourself for things that were never your fault. This healing takes time, and that is why the silence has lasted longer than you hoped. But when it is complete, you will walk differently. You will love differently. You will trust differently. There will come a moment when the quiet breaks, not with chaos, not with fear, but with clarity. You will feel peace settle in your spirit, and things that once confused you will suddenly make sense. You will realize that nothing was wasted. Not the tears. Not the waiting. Not the unanswered questions. Every part of this season has been forming you into someone who can receive what is coming without losing themselves in the process. Until that moment arrives, keep choosing hope, even if it's quiet hope. Keep choosing faith, even if it's fragile. Keep choosing me, even when you don't feel me the way you want to. I am closer than your next breath. I am working when you sleep. I am guiding when you feel unsure. I am loving you in ways that go far beyond what you can currently see. Stay with me. There is still more to unfold, more truth to reveal, more love to pour into your life. The silence will not last forever. And when it ends, you will know with certainty that I was never distant. I was preparing everything, including you. My precious child, let me go even deeper now, because there are truths settling in your spirit that you may not yet have words for. I know there are nights when you lie awake, staring into the dark, feeling the weight of unanswered prayers pressing on your chest. In those moments, your heart speaks louder than your mouth ever could. I hear it all. I hear the longing, the confusion, the quiet hope you're afraid to fully trust again. And I want you to know this with certainty: nothing you are feeling surprises me, and none of it pushes me away. The silence you are in is teaching you how to listen differently. Not just with your ears, but with your spirit. I am training you to recognize my presence even when circumstances don't change right away. I am teaching you to feel peace without needing immediate proof. This is not punishment, this is preparation. You are learning how to stand firm without leaning on constant reassurance, and this strength will serve you for the rest of your life. I know you've wondered if your prayers are somehow stuck between heaven and earth. But hear me clearly: every prayer you've ever prayed has reached me. Some prayers are answered immediately. Some are answered slowly. And some are answered in ways you did not expect, because I love you too much to give you something that would ultimately harm you. My answers are shaped by wisdom, not urgency. And my timing is guided by love, not pressure. You are not behind. I know it feels like time is passing and you're still waiting, still hoping, still healing. But your life is not on pause. You are becoming. Growth does not always look like movement. Sometimes it looks like endurance. Sometimes it looks like choosing to believe again after disappointment. Sometimes it looks like staying soft in a world that keeps telling you to harden your heart. This is sacred work, and I am proud of you. There are parts of you that are being restored quietly. Confidence that was chipped away. Joy that was buried under responsibility. Faith that was shaken by unanswered questions. I am rebuilding these parts gently, because rushed healing does not last. I am giving you back yourself, piece by piece, stronger and wiser than before. One day you will look in the mirror and recognize a version of yourself that feels more whole. More grounded, more at peace. You may feel like you are carrying a lot alone, but you are not as alone as you think. I am surrounding you with unseen protection. I am blocking what would drain you. I am delaying what would distract you. I am redirecting paths that would lead you away from your purpose. Even when you don't understand why something didn't work out, trust that I do. My no is just as loving as my yes. I know you've been tempted to settle just to end the waiting. To accept less just to avoid the pain of uncertainty. But I am asking you to hold on a little longer. Not because I enjoy testing you, but because what I am preparing requires patience, discernment, and confidence in your worth. I do not want you to step into the next season carrying old wounds or unresolved doubts. I want you to walk in whole, not desperate. When the silence feels unbearable, remember this: I am closest to you in the quiet. I speak softly so you have to lean in. I slow things down so you don't miss what truly matters. I am not ignoring your cries, I am answering them in ways that shape your future, not just soothe the moment. Trust that every delay is intentional, every pause is purposeful. There will be a day when the clarity you've been longing for arrives. It will not come with fear or confusion. It will come with peace. You will know what to do, where to go, and who belongs beside you. You won't have to force it. You won't have to chase it. It will align naturally, because I aligned it in the silence. Until that day, keep walking. Even if your steps feel small. Even if your faith feels quiet. Even if your heart feels tired. I am walking with you. I am strengthening you in ways you cannot yet see. I am loving you with a depth that words could never fully capture. Stay open. Stay trusting. Stay close to me. The silence is temporary, but what I am building in you will last a lifetime. And when this season finally makes sense, you will realize that every quiet moment was wrapped in my love, guiding you towards something far greater than you ever imagined. My beloved child, let me close this message by sealing your heart in truth, because I do not want you to walk away still wondering where you stand with me. You stand loved. You stand chosen. You stand protected. Nothing about this season has changed my heart toward you. If anything, my love has been drawing nearer, covering you more closely than before. I know that part of you still fears disappointment. You've learned how painful hope can be when it seems unanswered. But I am gently teaching you that hope placed in me is never wasted. Even when outcomes look different than you imagined, my purpose remains good. I am not building a life that looks impressive but feels empty. I am building a life that sustains you, strengthens you, and keeps you whole. One day, sooner than you think, you will notice how calm your spirit has become. You will realize you are no longer begging for clarity the way you once did. You will sense a quiet confidence replacing anxiety. That will be your sign that the silence has done its work. That peace will not come from having all the answers, but from trusting the one who holds them. What I am bringing into your life will not require you to abandon yourself. It will not demand you shrink, chase, or compromise your values. It will meet you where you are, honor who you have become, and grow with you. That is why this season had to shape you first. I wanted you strong enough to recognize real love. Real opportunity, real alignment when it arrives. Remember this always: I am not late. I am not confused. I am not distant. I am precise. Every step, every pause, every quiet moment has been guided by my wisdom. Even now, as you read these words, I am closer than you feel. My hand is steady on your life. My plans are unfolding with care, so release the need to understand everything right now. Release the fear that time is running out. Release the weight of self-blame you were never meant to carry. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not waiting in vain. Walk forward gently. Trust deeply. Love bravely. And when the silence finally gives way to clarity, you will know without doubt that I was working all along, loving you, guarding you, and preparing you for what your heart has been praying for in ways you couldn't yet see. I am with you. I always have been. And I always will be.